Not even, Barbara.
Guys, welcome back. It was fast. I'm sure it was extremely fast for you. But we'll call the meeting to order at 6:02, and we will stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico and see a symbol of perfect friendship among the United States. I will entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda as written.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Motion by Mrs. Cole. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Plowman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to item number 3, approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of June 16th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, regular meeting, June 16th, 2025.
Motion by Mr. Plowman. Do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Mr. Della O. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We'll move on to item number 4, reports.
Is there any questions for Ryan on his report?
No, I think the gym floor looks fantastic. It's really, really pretty. I'm glad I'm moving on the playground. And
I
we're
saw that
still
today.
working on the
Mhm.
quotes
Yeah,
for the
that's RBT.
sinks.
Is
Sorry,
it finished?
Lost
Oh,
your
you're
attention.
okay.
Is the playground finished? Yeah. I'll have to go see.
Yeah, and then I'm glad to hear that we're getting stuff to get the parking lots sealed and. Thank you for all your work, Ryan, making sure these things are done.
Yes.
And then on the superintendent's report, basically just wanted to go over, federal funding. They've frozen several types of monies they're sending out, and for us specifically, it's Title I Part C, Title II Part A, Title III Part A, Title IV Part A, and Title IV Part B. We don't get the Title III. We don't have enough. That's for bilingual education. So even though PED has approved all of our funds, we don't have access to those funds until the feds release their funds. So hopefully it will not put it down. And, our total amount that's effective is not a huge amount. It's $60,000, $70,000 maybe. For some districts, it's a huge impact. Yeah. And then the CTC training we had on Thursday went well. Real-time coaching, we still got a schedule, but it'll be mid-August for the first training, and then several trainings in September, or the end of August, depending on when they get here. And then just an update on the PED appeal for the instructional hours versus days, the lawsuit. It's still ongoing, so we're still waiting. They project it may take a couple of years to get that done. But it is still ongoing. We may be asked to contribute, because we will have attorney's fees and stuff for the appeal, so just know that may be upcoming. So any questions on that?
Is there anything that we can do to prepare for this?
For
the
the
funding
appeal?
freeze?
Oh, for the fund,
Mhm.
not, it'll just have to come out operate, whatever we planned on doing that will have to come out operation.
And how bad will that impact the current budget that we have?
We're fine this year, and next year is just after that, so we need to practice our vote. It's not
Find a way to
gonna,
reserve.
yeah, we just,
Be conservative.
yes, and as people leave, we need to look at not replacing.
Yeah, Robert said so.
Yeah. Any other questions on that?
No.
Okay. Any questions for Raquel? She's is out today, so. For the BTMS?
I was wondering who's on the committee.
I don't know. She has several people on the committee, but I don't know who all was on there. I can let you know. I don't know how many showed up. There were several on the committee, but we had a meeting. Whether they all showed up or not, I don't know.
Mhm.
So.
Does anybody have any questions?
I didn't have
Going
any.
once, going twice.
You're gonna sing us the song? Explain.
I just look forward to seeing what you have in store for us this year. You've made huge strides since you've been on and seen improvements, and I just look forward to
Thank you. We have a lot of
seeing
new
you doing
initiatives and we hope to just get closer and closer to doing more and more.
I see your school continuing to thrive and improve as you go.
Yes, it's a big plus.
Definitely. What's your song?
Oh, I don't know it by heart.
Not yet.
It's in the, well, I do have it, but I mean, do you want this?
No.
I want you to
It's a whole art.
Just wondering
Half is when it's exit time, so it'll be like, la, 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 la. Well, we have a school creed, which I think, if we, do self-positive talk, then we bring that into our lives, but our little maverick RBT chant is, what do we show, is the question, and then all respect every day. The leader will say, what do we live? Our values lead the way. The leader will say, how do we grow? And then everybody will say, all together as a team. And then the leader will say it proud, what do you mean? Then all together, we stand proud, we strike high, with RBT, we reach the sky.
I love
That's
that.
I don't want to follow that. Yeah.
You can't top that.
Just a little bit back.
Could be that.
Good evening, members of the board, business and Superintendent Dr. Lucas. Yeah, we're just, went to the CT3 training as a staff, well, the whole district went last week, so we'll take some of their, ideas and strategies and implement them in the classroom, see how that works out for us. Then just when the school starts, the teachers will do their fall assessment, as soon as we get going, so we apply that to our 90-day plan. And we're gonna continue tutoring after school, reach out to parents. I mean, we're gonna improve in all these areas that we have to do every year, just improve, reaching out to parents, trying to get parents more involved. Reach out to students, try to get students more involved. We don't have the magic answer for any of that, but just just keep trying, just keep talking, just keep preaching, however you want to say it. Try to get those things going. Teachers we're all excited to new year, implementing things and just, trying to make improvements and trying to make things better for the whole school itself. Once it gets going, we'll tell you how it goes to the next board meeting. Any questions?
No, I just want to commend you because you're always out there supporting any endeavors that the community's looking for to hold functions. And you're always willing to supply the area for them to use. And not only that, but you are always there to help out with whatever they need and there from the beginning to the end. And it takes a lot and it's very, very appreciated. I want you to think it goes unnoticed.
Thank you. Yeah, we're all Lordsburg here, so, I know I'm an outsider, but I'm not. I don't feel like any more. People still feel like outsider. And then just one Hooper.
Yeah, no, good.
So Hooper's got the schedules for the football and volleyball. But today we already had to change,
Well, Cobra.
yeah. We got Cobry, so Cobry still become a dark place, but we're not going over there because they scheduled an extra game. And if you recall, they did that last year and that put them out to the district championship. So they're making sure they don't get in trouble anymore, so they took care of that. And then we had to change the, because of that, so we had to change the Cloudcroft game from Friday to Saturday. So we'll be playing Cloudcroft here Saturday at a 7 o'clock game. And we just changed the homecoming game to 7 o'clock on October 3rd. Now, in the homecoming October 3rd, yes, that's going into our fall break. But it is going into our fall break, October 3rd, that Friday night homecoming. I think we'll be okay with that. There's no other way that, the weekend before that, the football team's off. Weekend before that, volleyball team was at a tournament. Weekend before that, volleyball team's at a tournament. Weekend before that, volleyball's at a tournament. So it is October 3rd. I'll have to make that work. Other than that, those schedules are in place. Coach is already doing things. Volleyball, football, everything. rolling there. I think we had a good summer for the other programs, basketball and things of that nature. Of course, that really has nothing to do with us, but we just got out there and went well. Really well, yeah. We just need more facilities. But they were real well, and it brings a lot to our community.
It really does.
That's a great thing.
There's 141 teams.
That's amazing.
But other than that, we're just rolling. And we did have that physical open for everybody last year, so we didn't have as many people as one, but we did get people with physical, so it did get us started off on the better, with physicals, but students still need to get there. Some students still need physicals. Other than that, we're just looking for a good year, positive year, and see where we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy, can I add something while we're on reports? I know it's not a report, but that family engagement and resource,
They had 200
225 bingo cards were turned in that who knows how many took theirs with them. But that was what they counted, was 225, and I thought that was
That's good.
an
That
excellent
is good.
thing that, SPN and the Health Council did. And
Mm-hmm.
it brought a lot of people in, and it saved families a lot of money with all these agencies and people that took the time to donate all the school supplies and
Yes.
backpacks. And it was a very well attended event, and I just want to give a big thank you to Joni and Margaret for doing that, and all the agencies that showed up to do presentations and do outreach. It was very, very, very good event.
It's amazing. They put a lot of work into that.
Yes.
They really did.
I think that any questions on any of the other reports?
That's it.
No. Did we have anything for public forum? No. So item number 6, Board of Education issues.
So we have retirement class. It's just a plaque. It says, presented to Kimberly Ward, Lordsburg Municipal Schools, in appreciation of your 7 years of commitment and dedication to the education of our children. And then presented by Lordsburg Municipal Schools and with all of our names. And so Ms. Rourke, will you come up and. Y'all want to come up?
Yes, we heard already. One, two, three. There we go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
There were 2 others, but we'll do them next month. So.
Looks like a lot for you.
So that's it on Board of Education.
Item number 7, consent agenda. Look at the approval of accounts payable and payroll liability transactions.
Any questions on any of the checks or anything?
I didn't do that.
Quite a few, because we're closing at the end of the year, so.
And I know we've said this before, but I love these new graphs that you guys are doing.
Yes.
You really focus.
Break it all down.
Yeah.
Really does a good job.
Yeah, it is.
So we just need a motion to approve the
I
accounts
will
payable.
make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll liability transactions as presented.
Motion by Mrs. Cole, do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Mr. Della O, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. We'll move on to approval of budget adjustment requests.
Right, and technically, we don't need to approve them. This is all of the bars that we did under that blanket agreement. So there were 23 of them. Some were increases, and then the others were maintenance bars or transfer bars. So I can go through each one of them if you want, or, yeah, they're already approved, so, and you
They've
don't need
already
to
been
approve.
discussed in previous meetings, so
Probably not, because these were
We just did a
done,
blanket.
yeah, we did the blanket, so I can go through each one if you like.
I think we should.
Okay. Yeah, so the first one is Title I, and it was a increased bar of 46,000. The next one was a SB 9 state batch. There was an increase of 54,494. The next one was just local revenue operational. It was an increase of 14,412. Another local operational increase bar of 5,180. The next one is an increased bar. That was SB 9 monies increase, 57,631. The next one is Geo Debt Services. Adjusted amount, 193,521. Next one is an increased bar instructional support of 2,740. The next one is a non-instructional support increased bar of $63,662. And all of these that are increasing, it's just to match it to this in your state monies. So on 68I, it's an increased bar, $4,398. The next one is an increased bar from non-instructional support for $11,333. The next one is just a transfer bar, it's just a flow through moving monies out of different categories. So it's a zero net change to the budget, it just changes it within. The funds, same with the next one, and there are several on there. I mean, there's 3 pages worth. So it's predominantly instruction. Well, actually, it's a mix of everything, but it is just transfer, it's just truing up the numbers to where they were actually spent. The next one is another increased bar, and it is from Medicaid, and that was $92,590. The next one is another flow-through bar, a transfer bar, so it was family income index, and it's basically just, again, transfers. The next one is also family income index transfer bars. And then a maintenance bar for family income index. Now, what was this one? It had a reduction of 30,000, so what is the difference between a maintenance bar and a transfer bar?
A transfer bar is when you are transferring from one function to the other. Where our maintenance bars, you're just truing up the numbers within the functions. We're
Okay.
just truing them up.
Okay. The next one's a transfer bar with local revenue operational. The next one is a maintenance with SB 9 monies. The next one is a maintenance with pre-K initiative, as is the next one. And then the next one's a maintenance bar with Title I. The next one is a maintenance bar with Title I. And the last one is several pages long, is a maintenance bar with operational. So any questions on this? Okay. Yeah, so that's it, and but we don't need a motion or anything on them, it's just
Oh, okay.
information, because they're already approved, yeah.
Thank you for going over them. I just wanted it for
Oh.
transparency.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
See, you got that idea? Okay, so we will move on to item number 8, discussion items.
Right, and so we have 3 new hires for the district, and that's Maria Reyes for ROT and DTMS for PE, Jordan Thornock, instructional assistant at DTMS, and Christine Gutierrez, instructional assistant at DTMS.
Does that cover every positions that we have open?
Well, we have a SLP, we contracted and we went out for the RFP, and so we're doing a virtual SLP. But the position's still open, and hopefully we'll find somebody to be able to come out in person. But until we do, it'll be contract.
Okay, I hope so, because that
Yes.
is something that really needs to be in person.
Yes.
And you guys went out again, right?
Well, we kept it out, we didn't go out for RFP again, but we've left the position open as an in-district hire. And
Okay.
then we're in contact with a couple of these services that provide contract services, but they all want virtual. They don't have
Yeah.
anybody in person, so.
And that makes it so hard because it's better for them to have
Yes.
that in person.
Right.
That way they can definitely have hands-on
Right.
and see what the needs are.
Thank you, Dr. Lucas.
Mhm.
So we will move on to item number 9, action items. A, discussion and possible action on 2025-26 negotiated TAL agreement.
And we do this every year. And there were not a lot of changes this year. And the changes are highlighted in there, but the changes were our buyback of sick leave is probably 20 or 30 years old. That we pay people back $20 a day for their sick leave, which that doesn't encourage people to, they'll use their sick leave. So in the TAL agreement, we doing a 40% of a non-degreed substitute for classified employees, and then a 50% of a degreed sub for degreed professional employees. Does that make sense? Are there any questions on that? Basically, it's just changing that another raising now. So like if a teacher sub that's degreed is $100, then they would get, a teacher would get $50, or an administrator would get $50, whatever that degreed sub would be. And then the classified, like an IA, would get 40%, which keeps it closer to their salary. But it's still not anywhere near what their daily rate is. So, but it is a little bit of increase for that. And then also, we made a few changes to the catastrophic leave bank. We currently, the max number that they can accumulate or use or borrow from or use is 30. We've upped it in here to 45. So if somebody's got cancer or something very serious, they can get an extra 15 days that they didn't have before. And then we changed from right now, the district limit on the bank is 200, and we've upped that to where they can have 250 days in the bank. And then we changed the prep purchase. You know, sometimes at the high school or middle school, or you know, we need to buy a teacher's prep period, so they'll teach another period and don't get a prep period. We've changed that where it's 1/7 of their salary for the extra.
What was it before?
I don't remember. Do you remember what it was? There was a discrepancy on that.
There was a discrepancy, you
Yeah.
know, way with,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we codified it, because before it was,
Ages
more,
ago, I was 1/6,
yeah,
and then later on, after, more recent, it's been nebulous.
yeah, it's been, yeah. And so we just put it in writing. So
So did like increase it and just kind of just made it a number we needed?
right, and it's kind of a compromise between the high and the low. It was 1/6, so it's a little bit less, but it's more than what I think I gave them last year. And then we did away with the extra days, so new personnel, new teachers come in the day before everybody else to get their paperwork and stuff done. We just figured, since everything's so much online now stuff, they can just do that anytime. So we're not including an extra day in their contract. It was an unpaid extra day. They just need to make sure as a new hire, they get all their paperwork done and stuff.
Okay.
So we removed that, and those were the only changes to what was approved last year.
Do you guys have any questions? No. Any motion for that?
I'll make a motion to accept the 2025-2026 negotiated TAL agreement as presented.
Motion by Mrs. Cole. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Plowman. Motion carries. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to B, discussion and possible action on 2024-2025 end of year inventory.
Right, this is something we do every year, and it's just basically approving our inventory. If you have any questions on it, I'd be glad to answer, but it's that, the landscape printed document that,
That's very long.
yes.
Yes.
And we're kind of getting away from, you know, 'cause we used to just do everything, but legally, we only have to do the 5,000 and above.
Yeah.
So, and we're doing laptops and computers, even though they're not 5,000 above, but, so some things we're cutting back on, and others, you know, but we are meeting the requirements, and even, yeah, because you'll see a lot of things still in there, like at $1,000, $1,200.
Yeah.
You know,
Couple 200.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure things just don't disappear.
Yeah, and they do, and that's why we
It's good to
inventory, we
know.
have,
Yeah.
Any questions or anything on that?
No. We need a motion for approval of this, or no?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2024-2025 end of year inventory as presented.
Motion by Mrs. Cole. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Della O. The motion carries. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to C, discussion and possible action on board policy G 2550 sick leave.
Right, and basically that is just allowing me to go to our attorneys to change our policy to match what we approved in the TAL. Change, because this is the policy that says they get 20 days or $20 a buyback for their sick leave. So I just need your approval so I can change the policy. And then once we get it drafted, I'll bring it back to you to approve it officially.
Oh, okay.
But right now, our policy still says 20 days or $20 for the sick days. Yeah. So I just basically need a motion to approve for me to amend the policy or to have the policy amended by our attorney.
I'll make
I
a
will-
motion,
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to amend, G, 2,550 sick leave policy.
Motion by Mr. Plowman. Do I have a second? Seconded by Mrs. Cole. The motion carries. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to discussion and possible action on fiscal year 26 LGRF resolution, parking lot improvements at the DTMS.
So any question on this? We've been approved from the state. They'll provide us $46,000 and we have to pay $15,000 for the parking lot. It's a DTMS, isn't it? Yeah, it's a DTMS. So, but it does need to be board approved.
So what improvements are they making besides the paving?
What else are they doing besides this is just a paving, the parking lot at DTMS.
They're gonna fill the cracks and all
That's
those.
it.
Just chip seal it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if they were gonna redo something with the
No, it's
speed bumps
expensive
or
now.
anything else.
No.
It's just a sealing,
Fixing it, sealing it, and making it more presentable.
fixing, putting new paint lines.
Yeah.
I will entertain a motion. Just to make it.
I'll make a motion to approve the LGRF resolution parking lot improvements.
Motion by Mr. Plowman. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Seconded by Mr. Della O. The motion carries. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to discussion and possible action on policy advisories, number 246 through 262.
So, do you want me to go through each one and then vote on each one at a time, or do you want me to go through all of them? And then do it like all, you can do a motion for all policies, 246, 262 is presented,
I think go through all of them and
and then do one vote,
then,
okay?
because we can, like, if we wanted to exclude, we could at that
Right,
point
right,
too.
and you,
in the
if you have any
motion.
questions. So 246 is retiree return to work, and that's basically just, we have to put into policy, that we're gonna have return to work, the 90 days, so, it's just a policy that wasn't there before. It requires each district, to create an internal work policy. So that's what the 246 one is. 247 is drug, alcohol, and nicotine in schools. Sorry, there's so many pages, it's a little long, but. So policy 247 previously just referenced various policy provisions applicable to drug, alcohol, tobacco, nicotine. It now becomes a primary policy on the subject. So 247 is going to become the drug, tobacco, and nicotine policy for drug-free schools. 248 is a transportation regulated, it's amending our transportation to add the full range of prohibited drug, alcohol, and nicotine products on the list of prohibited items on a school bus. 249 is staff conduct with students. It's add the word nicotine on the list of improved it's the same policy, it's just adding the word nicotine twice on prohibited items with the policy favors. And then tobacco use in policy advisory 250, it's basically tobacco use by staff members and smoking is deleted in entirety.
Because it's prohibited.
Yeah, it's prohibited, right, yeah, so the other policy is prohibited, so this is just removing.
Because they moved it into the other one.
Right, yeah, and 251, discipline, suspension, termination, and discharge of professional staff members. It was changed to add a cross-reference to another policy, so it's the same policy, they just added a cross-reference. Policy 252, discipline, suspension, termination, discharge of professional staff members, again, added another cross-reference. I don't know why they didn't just make that one.
Together.
And then 253 is school volunteers added nicotine to the list of things not to possess or use. 254, student conduct, added nicotine to the list of prohibited substances. 255, tobacco use by students, smoking deleted in its entirety because of being added to the prohibited substances. 256, student discipline, added tobacco and nicotine to the list of prohibited items. 257, administering medicine to students, it added a cross-reference and then deleted a different cross-reference about tobacco use. And then 258, community use of school facilities, adding nicotine to the list of prohibited items. 259, conduct on school property, added nicotine to the list of prohibited items. 260, tobacco use, smoking on school property, deleted. Again, because it was included in the ones above. And then 261, school schedules and course loads. So all it does is amend the policy to include the requirement that interim next step plans for students align with the district's graduation or graduate profile. And then 262, graduation requirements. It only addresses for those students entering this school year. And it is basically talking about electives that we have to, Scott, do you want to talk about the electives, for the new graduation requirements where it took out, we have, 7 electives now? How many electives do we have now at the high school? How many electives do we offer? 10. And the state did require 5, correct? 7? And then, right, and then they want the board to designate 2. And that's what this policy is saying that the board needs to designate 2, but we already have the 10 electives. So really, there's really no need to designate because they have their choice of electives. Unless you want to say every graduate has to take welding, every graduate has to take. Otherwise, you can just leave their choice of the 10. So that's what that.
What are the 10 electives? I'm just curious.
So, we have 10 elective credits. So,
Okay.
we have our welding, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have our automotive, and there are different categories. We've opened up the auto shop. The auto shop, where you clean your cars, can't think of the word.
The detail.
Yes, there you go. Detailing, there you go, the detailing different, I think there's 2 classes there. We have our our class is 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have the computer literacy class, we have our E2020 elective classes if we don't offer something that we need to offer. We also have our college career readiness class for seniors, but it's also a requirement now for our freshmen that we have to take. And then we were able to bring back drama class this year for the half a semester, so which is good. Just to kind of talk about that, because I'm kind of proud of this, or we're proud of it, that we have 2 students, I'm gonna forget their names, Brian Calazos and Isaiah Hogan. They're actually doing their drama in New Mexico State University too. So I kind of
very
think, Mrs. Culberson and the drama class had something to do with that, then to carry on there. And I kind of want to say, we don't, have
A lot.
a lot, because, but that's electives.
Do those dual credit classes through Western, so does that count as the electives?
Yes, yeah.
I still think that we really should look to expanding and finding more that these kids can do that will impact their futures as far as electives that are more,
Yeah, the only thing we have to have somebody to be able
Find
to
teachers
teach
to
them
do it, yeah.
and to pay them. And that's where we run into
yeah.
the issues. Although we can, the E2020, there's stuff, but again, that's virtual. It's not interactive with the teacher, so that's kind of hard. But yeah, the electives, unfortunately, anytime dwindling population, the electives are the hardest ones to, since they are not required to.
Yes.
Any questions on any of those policies?
I didn't have any, did you guys? No. I will make a motion to accept the policy advisories numbers 246 through 262 as presented to us.
Motion by Mrs. Cole. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. De La O. The motion carries. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Well, that takes care of all of our business, so we will adjourn at 6:46.
That went faster than I thought.
I know, I was expecting it to be a really long